Wasn't planning on doing preseason stuff, but I couldn't resist. And I want to talk about the Lakers' new look offense under JJ Redick. Their offense was pretty damn good last year, especially towards the back end of the season. But they've shown some really good and intriguing stuff in the preseason, which I wanted to talk about because, shot making and stuff is not indicative of anything in the preseason. But you can learn a little bit about tactics and stuff even if they're probably not showing the full playbook. So leave a like, subscribe. We're on our way to 10K by the end of the year. And the Lakers love to start their offense with a lot of pre-screen motion, especially this pitch series where they're going to run action and get Jalen Hood-Schifino a little pull-up. Instead of flowing straight into pick and roll, they'll run pitches to set up the weak side, help defenders how they want, and create the spacing and manipulate all of that to get the best open shots they want. Sometimes they'll run this with Reeves as the screener in the dunker spot, and they'll ghost him out. Creates a wide open three for connect. And Reeves, or any guard for that matter, as the screener in the dunker spot makes a lot of sense because it brings in a guard as your rim protector, right? And it just gives him a good running point to kind of move out to the three-point line like he does here. Ghost the screen, one more pass to connect, who looks awesome, by the way. They get a good look at three, and then we're going to see this same kind of concept but a variation. And I love this play because it shows how the Lakers are kind of flowing into multiple actions after their initial play doesn't work. Christie gets all the way to the cup here, but the initial action, instead of setting a pick and roll, right? In the past couple examples, Christie here would pass to Reeves, who'd run a pick and roll with Rui. But because McDaniels is denying the ball, Christie passes to Rui, and they kind of go for handoff, blind pig type action, more of a pitch here. It gets cut off, and instead of just standing around and isolating or whatever, the Lakers simply flow into pistol, zoom, Chicago action, dribble handoff into pitch. I'll call it pistol for now. Hood-Schifino drives, Christie attacks a closeout. They're playing good team basketball, and even though the results haven't been great in the preseason, like the concepts and some of the ideas are really encouraging. Here they run it with LeBron as the ball handler and Gabe Vincent as the screener. The Lakers did a really good job last year, honestly, using Reeves as a screener, so I love them this same kind of thing, right? Vincent in the dunker spot brings Tyus Jones, a very bad defender as a guard, let alone as a big, into the pick and roll action, right? And he is just not going to be able to play drop against LeBron James, and Gabe Vincent rolls to the rim, finishes really strong. That's a great play. And the general spacing of the offense is so nice. Even on these simple, flat spread pick and rolls, not flat, just a spread ball screen right here. There's great spacing. Rui spaced out to the corners. Christie and Reeves spaced out really wide. And that's all the work that D'Lo needs to go to work and hit that little mid-range pull-up. The Lakers have been really liking this horn series with Anthony Davis as the passer. And, man, he can throw some really nice passes to cutters. Once again, note how wide the corners are, right? Opening up the paint. Reeves sets a great back screen. Reeves is an awesome screening guard, which is a really good feature of this offense. And then threads the needle right there. Beautiful pass by Anthony Davis. And some of this using Anthony Davis as a top key initiator stuff is incredibly tantalizing. The stuff we've seen so far is very, very nice. Like, oh my goodness, Anthony Davis creating off the dribble, spin move into a dunk. This is like the shit that the Thunder do with Chet or something like that. I don't know. Simple DHO flip here. AD kind of splits these two defenders. It wasn't good defense at all, but again, the proposition of AD working up top is pretty frightening. Again, Anthony Davis going to be the wing initiator on their base motion offense. I don't really have a name for it, but just like the pitches into the screen we've been talking about this whole video, and some of the advantages of having Davis as this kind of initial screen setter. Once again, you take away the rim protector Oso Ighodaro, you put Grayson Allen and force Grayson to defend the screen. KD gives LeBron too much space, they just play offense off of it. The Lakers are playing really good offense, and this is the same Horns play as before. Shout out Ryan Dunn pressuring LeBron full court and doing a pretty damn good job recovering and contesting the shot. Dunn is going to be so special. Maybe I'll do a video on him at some point during the season. I don't think I'm going to do another preseason video, or maybe I will. But again, this time we have Gabe Vincent sending a really nice hard back screen, and Anthony Davis throws a really nice tight window wraparound pass, leads LeBron. Like, that's a high level stationary pass. And one of my worries about the Lakers offense is that they get too cute and they move too far away from their identity of like a really physical interior scoring team, because they're just so damn good at scoring in the paint. So there are some plays where I'm like, that's a little much window dressing, but I'm glad they still incorporated a little bit of stuff like this. Just Anthony Davis going to work against a defender, Rui cuts in and then goes to work against Kevin Durant. It's simple, easy stuff working off of the gravity of your two best players. And I do hope that they lean into that enough, and I think they probably will. I think JJ is going to be a good coach in terms of just the offensive design. Who knows all the other stuff, but speaking of good, Dalton connects. A movement shooter that must love having a player like JJ Redick as his coach, because that is kind of a dream for Connect, right? Being that elite secondary guard movement shooter, maybe with even more like size and defense in Connect's case. The Lakers will run this, wide pin series where they'll just get Connect working in early offense. They're really good about getting him shots in early offense, and it looks like he's going to feature pretty heavily if the preseason is any indication, at least at some point. The Lakers here, like, just a very simple two-man action with great spacing. 3 on the baseline, so there can be no nail help at this kind of elbow free throw and extended. Simple pitch, and yeah, Dalton Connect is that kind of shooter who can pull from that level of range. That looks like a JJ Redick play. He is certainly seeing shades of himself in Connect, I can guarantee you that. But the Lakers are really good with these sideline out of bounds. Notice where Connect is starting again in the dunker spot. This allows him to come up to the ball. They play two-man action here. Little split cut, which we'll talk more about later with Bronny. Connect flows into the movement 3. So definitely looks like Connect is going to be a big part, and I'm pretty confident in JJ Redick, of all people's ability to use Connect in ways that's going to have him succeed. Another this wide kind of pin-in screen to get Connect to movement 3, and Jackson Hayes' screen setting is, not always great. No contact made there. Not just Hayes, the Lakers did have some problems with actually setting the screens and kind of executing this stuff, which is, understandable for preseason, but we've got to be setting those screens. We'll talk about that at some point. Once again, using Connect as a movement shooter and continuing to flow the offense after the initial action was stopped. This is the kind of stuff that I'm talking about, that we've talked about the entire video, with the Lakers starting in this kind of horns look, but instead of going into maybe a pass and entry into the post, they run Connect off of 2 screens here, pinning him in. He gets cut off. Great fucking defense by Naz Reid. Oh my goodness, Naz Reid flying around that screen. Excuse my language, and then Connect fakes this little 2-man game with Reeves. Comes back and gets the pitch. It just looks like a lot of purposeful, thoughtful motion from this team, which, even though there were a lot of good moments last year, definitely wasn't consistent. I like that they use Connect as a ball handler, like an initiator here. Most of the stuff we've seen so far in this video was him working as an off-ball guy, but this is a nice example of just a really well-spaced floor, 2-man game with Anthony Davis, and let one of the best players in the world go to work. That's still something Lakers can hopefully just, use the motion to make their stars' lives easy. And that's really what this is all about. What this is not all about, though, is setting screens on this possession, where great freelance cut there by Hood-Schifino and D'Lo makes the pass. But Hayes doesn't make any contact on this initial screen. Christie's second screen makes no contact. Reeves' screen doesn't end up mattering. Once again, a nice pass, and Hood-Schifino just couldn't finish the layup. But yeah, they got to be screening. Jackson Hayes, you got to be setting screens. Who knows how much he's actually going to play in the regular season or anything. But I really do like, shout out Jackson Hayes, though. Great pass there. This split cut action, it's very Golden State Warriors-esque. They deploy it really differently. Usually the Warriors, it's high post with Draymond, but here they have this 2-man action where the Lakers run a lot of this tight pistol, where they'll have Russell set a pin down, Connect come around the screen, and get a pitch into just play ball. But he sees that the Wolves are really denying that action, so Connect's going to cut baseline. I guess cut to the middle, I should say. And here's a split cut earlier in the game. This same 2-man action when Hood-Schifino drops the ball there, literally. But when their initial tight pistol doesn't work, they're trying to get pin down screen here, or just a screen here, into a pitched Hood-Schifino, but they play 2-man game. Hood-Schifino shakes himself open, and I really enjoy what we saw from Redick and the Lakers. A lot of purposeful, thoughtful motion that some of it may be a little window dressing, and maybe they're getting too cute in some ways, and we can see if that holds up to the regular season. But a lot of the principles I like. The spacing has been really great. The pre-screen motion I've loved, and all of this serves to create a lot of pretty good, easy looks that the Lakers just weren't able to create. Like a lot of easy stuff for AD, either really spaced isolations or easy passes or dunks or shots or drives for a spaced floor. Didn't see as much LeBron usage, but a lot of the same for him as well. So yeah, I like what the Lakers are doing. I really like how Reeves is playing as like an off-ball screener as well. They're going to be a fun guard screen team to watch. The offense overall, I think, is going to be really good. And the lineup is better too, right? With Connect in there, hopefully Vincent healthy. They're going to have more spacing and more skill in the offensive end. So let me know what you think of the new JJ Redick offense, if you think the JJ Redick thing is going to work, and if you enjoyed this kind of video.